I like cheap trailer parts about as much as I like having a feather stuck in my ear. So before you run to the internet, before you run to your parts store to buy those cheap trailer parts to stick on your next project, maintenance, or your upgrade, make sure that you know what you're buying. Make sure you do your reviews so that you don't get stuck. When it comes to cheap trailer parts, I think there's some huge misconceptions out there. I think there's just a lot of opinions, maybe a little bit of emotions related to it. I think many times when it comes to cheap trailer parts, we really don't understand what that means. It's just a big blanket word. Does that mean import? Does it mean domestic? Can you have cheap trailer parts on both of those? Well, that's what we're going to talk about today. I'm going to show you what I use. I'm going to show you some of what I don't use, just to hopefully clear that up for you so that you make the right purchase for whatever it is that you're repairing. If it's made in China, does that make it a cheap part? If it's made in the USA, does that make it a great part? Well, here's my opinion on that. I think you can have some good parts that are imported, whether that's China, Taiwan, Korea, Kathmandu, I don't know, wherever they come from. And I think you can have some good parts made in the USA, and I think you can have some cheap crap made in the USA as well. Many times our domestic manufacturers will utilize materials and parts from other countries that they import. They may assemble it here. Sometimes they'll even assemble those products out of the U.S. for whatever reason. I'm not going to get into the political side of that. I'm just going to get into the real world, what we see, what we use, and what we don't, just to help you out. So the first thing we're going to talk about today is brakes. I will tell you, 10 years ago, I was not a huge fan of some of the import brakes that are out there. The thing that we've seen with them, the shoe thickness was very thin. The quality of the backing plate stamping sometimes looked a little cruddy to me, so I was a little bit leery of that. Then one of our main suppliers started, they were a domestic company, but then they started offering some import product. So I reluctantly started using that. We used it on some of our own stuff. We put it in the field and it tested out well. It was also a savings for our customers, so we started implementing some of those better import parts. And yes, they were made in China. So we got those in, we started selling them, and I will tell you today, we sell probably 9-to-1 when it comes to import versus domestic. And it's not always because of price. Sometimes it's due to availability. Sometimes we can't get the domestic part, we have to go with import. And occasionally we may have to buy the domestic part because we can't get the import. So let's look at these brakes. We have two 8Ks. This is a Dexter 8K here. As you can see, if you have an 8K Dexter, you'll be familiar with this. And this in front of it is the import. I'll put them side by side. Just by looking at these, they look pretty much the same. Shoe thickness is about the same. Casting on the backing plate is good. They fit well. Magnet size is about the same. One difference on this import, it does come with a new dust shield on the back. This one is not going to come with that. Many times your dust shield is fine unless you've hit something or maybe run over some baling twine or something, maybe if you're hauling out of the pasture. But I stock both of these, stock it in the import and the domestic. I will tell you the price difference between these two is a lot. I mean, you can do your own research on that to see what the price break is, but we will sell these 9-to-1 over this every day and all day. And you ask the question, well, why would I keep both? Because I have some customers that absolutely want the domestic product, whether that's Dexter or whether it's something else. So we do offer it. We let the customer make that decision based upon what they've used, what they know, the reviews they've done. Many times they'll ask our opinion on there. We just try to educate them to make the best purchase that fits their budget. The other thing we use a lot of imports on and we see are brake drums and just idler hubs. So this is an import here. This is a pre-packed, so it already has the bearing and seal and some grease. I mean, you can see it's made in, does that say China? That's upside down China. So I don't know if that means any difference or not. But we have the upside down China here, which is I prefer over the right side up China. And then we have the Dexter here. So you can see a little difference on them. The casting looks a little different. This has some venting on there. Many times that is to help with cooling is what the claim is on that. I don't really have a strong opinion on that one way or the other on the smaller ones. Some of the bigger drums, I think the bigger fins do help cool it. You can get these, I believe, with bearings and stuff as a kit, like the import. I just don't have one of those available, but again, I do keep both of these in stock. I'm going to keep the domestic and I'm going to keep the import. I'm again going to sell about 9-to-1 import versus domestic. Not all drums and not all brake assemblies that are imported are created equal. I use specific manufacturers that we know that stand behind their product. We've reviewed, we've asked other shops. We've honestly just got online and just looked. We've talked to sales reps and to see if they stand behind it. Whether it's import or domestic, if they don't stand behind it, it really doesn't matter, because if you have a failure, you're gonna need somebody to take care of that if it's something from a failure on the manufacturing side of it. I will tell you, even though this is a domestic product on this Dexter, it is going to run an import, race, and bearing, which are made in China. Seal is going to be made in China. Likely the lug nuts made in China. I'm not sure on the dust cap where those are stamped. Those may be stamped in the US, or they may be stamped in China. I would say on the dust caps, it's probably wherever they can get the most to get that. I have seen, after that famous time we had a few years back, I did see some Dexter axle tubes that were running import hubs and drums on them, because that's all they could get at the time. So you may have one of those that actually has a domestic tube, domestic spindle, but maybe running an import brake assembly and hub and drum assembly on there as well. Now on the drums, to tell if it's a cheap product is going to be tough, especially if you're ordering online. You need to make sure you're ordering from a reputable online supplier, or look at the reviews. That's going to be your biggest hope, is see what other people are using. If you're going into a parts store, if you're lucky enough to put hands on it, you can just look it over and look at the casting, look at the machining. If it's got a bunch of rough casting, it looks like a third grader made it in their backyard in their sand pile, then maybe you want to steer clear of that and spend the extra bucks on either a better import or a made in the USA product on there. You just look it over on the drum. See, look at the lug nuts, just look at every machine and cast surface to see if it's clean, to look like they cared about what they were doing for the day. Whether you buy the import or the American made, if you buy the bearings with it, most of those are gonna come from China. We're gonna talk a little bit about that next, but that kind of covers the drum. If you're ordering online, it's gonna be a little tougher for you. Again, just check reviews out. If you go into a parts store, put hands on it and just ask whoever sells them, how many do you sell these? Do you have any trouble with them? If you've been sitting around the house watching trailer repair videos and you realize, hey, 12 years is too long, I may need to go repack my wheel bearings, maybe even replace my wheel bearings, or I didn't know I needed to check my lug nuts, and when I went to check my lug nuts, 3 out of the 5 were missing, and now I need a hub assembly. Where am I going to get that hub assembly? How am I going to make the repair? Making the repair is only half the battle. The other half of the battle, and sometimes the most aggravating part, is sourcing quality trailer parts and getting them to you in a timely manner. That's where the sponsor of this video comes in. eTrailer stocks a full line of trailer parts, from trailer to towing, RV, marine, and everything in between. They have the parts you need. Their website's also awesome. I've been using them for years. I like the website because it's easy to navigate. They have good pictures, they have good descriptions of the parts, fitment guides, and they have great search tools on there. Maybe you're not exactly sure what you're looking for. They do have a live chat function that you can reach out. They can help you find those parts that you do need. They also have some video tutorials on there, some expert advice. One thing I also like about the parts on there, they do have customer reviews, so you can read through those reviews, see if it's a quality part, if it's what you need, and if it's going to help you to get back on the road. etrailer.com is your one-stop shop for your trailer parts needs. So get off the couch, pack your bearings, check the lug nuts, and let's get on with the video. Now, usually when we want to get people fired up in the comments, we start discussing China-made bearings and China-made seals. So let's go ahead and do that and get you all fired up and see what kind of comments you leave us. So this is a China bearing here, which is going to come standard from pretty much any trailer part supplier. If you're buying a pre-packed drum, going to have China in there. Even if it's a domestic drum, it's going to have some China product in it. And here we have a Timkin. I know we have some Timkin lovers out there, some tried and true Timkin. Maybe you even have a little Timkin tattoo on your arm. If you've got that, hey, I'm not going to judge. I used to be a BCA guy myself. I've used Federal Mogul, I've used Timkin, I've used all of them. Precision, whatever. I've seen a little bit of all, sold a little bit of all. Here's what I'll tell you. Timkin makes a great bearing. There ain't nothing wrong with Timkin. I rarely see a failure out of a Timkin bearing. but I also rarely see a failure out of a China bearing. Usually if I see a failure out of one of these two, it's usually the user that has, or the abuser, it's however you want to call it, that has caused the failure due to lack of maintenance, abuse, or just being a bonehead. You know, not real sure. But here's what I would say. When it comes to my trailers, I run China bearings because they're available, they're affordable, I just don't have any issues with them. If I'm working on my automobile, if I'm replacing the front wheel bearings, or if I'm replacing the bearings in my transmission, my rear differential axles, I'm going to use a American-made bearing in there. That's just what I want to do. I know that may sound controversial, but when it comes to my automobiles, I run a better bearing in there, sometimes because it's easier to get and the fitment may be better on it if it's a specialty bearing. But on trailers, I'm going to run the China bearing. I just don't have any trouble. There can be a huge difference. It's nothing to see this Timkin or another name brand that may be 2, 4, 5 times the price of the China bearing. Here is my advice to you on that. If the Timkin fits your budget and that gives you peace of mind going on the road, you need to be using Timkin every time. I'm going to fully support you in that. That's why I do keep a few, and I do have a few customers that require us to put Timkin or BCA, something like that, in their units, not the China bearings. Now, when it comes to seals, it's a little different story. If we're running a grease seal, we're always going to at least run a double-lipped grease seal, and they're all China made. Buy them by the boxfuls. But when it comes to oil, or oil, depending which part of the country you live in, oil and oil are both the same thing. I'm going to run a better seal. We use National seals, and sometimes we use Timkin. I'm going to tell you a little secret though. If you buy this is a 370352A National. If you were to go in and order a Timkin 370150A, when you open that box in Timkin, you're going to pull out a National seal because they do have an agreement. So you get some Reeboks National seals with your Timkin seals. They're both good. But we run National oil seals only, so anything 7K and greater that's going to be running oil lube, we run a National seal, not an import. We do keep a few imports because they are more budget friendly, but if you were to come in and say, hey, what do you think about the import seal? I'm going to say they are prone to leakage, usually from over braking, but they're just not as forgiving as the National, so we have much better luck. That's not to say that we still don't have some of y'all that can burn the seals out of a National seal and still lose all your oil and ruin the axle. Happens, you know, some people can just tear up an iron ball, but these are more forgiving. I think they are a little bit better seal than most of the imports. So we're gonna run National when it comes to oil seals. When it comes to grease, we're just gonna use a double lip, China, Taiwan, wherever. We're gonna buy a box full of them. We're gonna put them in and they're gonna do their job. When it comes to cheap trailer parts, electrical components and lights are probably at the top of my list. That's where you really can purchase and find some junk, and you have to be careful of what you're buying, especially if you go online. The same can be said about electrical components when it comes to automotive. You really got to do your research. Not everything is created equal. I'll tell you, when it comes to lights, I don't have any cheap trailer lights to show you because I try not to sell or install cheap trailer lights. If you bring me your lighting package that you bought from the big box store that's a junker, I'm not going to put that on for you. Just watch one of our YouTube videos. You can install it yourself because you're going to have problems. This is a good quality light, in my opinion, made by Optronics. We primarily use Optronics. We use some Peterson as well. Been using both of those for years, and they just hold up. The pricing on them is reasonable, whether you're buying it in an oblong like this or any of the other stop, turn, tail, or marker lights. I just feel Optronics is a good brand, and they hold up, or Peterson or something along those lines. So just because it's cheaper doesn't mean it's better. I will say when it comes to lights, many times if it's cheaper, it's because it's a cheap trailer part, whether it's imported or domestically made. Spend your money on a better light and make sure it's a name brand that's got some good reviews and that you know. Same can be said about plugs. If you're watching our videos, you know how I feel on the videos. I prefer the Pollock plug, and it is a import. It's made in beautiful Taiwan, but this holds up very, very well. Some of the ones that are no name, they're just junk. The connections are junk. This will not last forever, like none of them will, but this just makes a better connection, holds up better in the sunlight, in my opinion. So I really only recommend Pollock. You can get some Hopkins out there that are okay, Kurt as well. When it comes to junction boxes, Phoenix is a great brand. This is, I don't know what brand this is. It is made in China. They did say that on the sticker. It says right there, China, another upside down China. I will tell you, just from feeling these two right here, you can tell the quality immediately between this junction box and this one. I would not install this, nor the cord, but let's talk about the junction box at first. It's just the plastic it's made out of. It's just cheap, it's flimsy, it's not gonna hold up in cold weather, hot weather, or UV. Live here in Texas, that's pretty much 364 and a half days out of the year that we have to deal with that, so I'm not a fan of that. What's attached on this, it is handy dandy because it does come with a 7-way pigtail. You know my feelings on pre-molded pigtails. If you're going to buy a pre-molded pigtail, make sure you get a good one. Hopkins makes a good one. Kurt makes a good one. I'll see if there's maybe one or two others that I'll leave in the link in the description below. But what we see on these, the molding is usually off. Sometimes these are molded too large and they actually won't fit into the truck plug. Sometimes they're molded too small and they'll fall out. Summertime, they will swell up. Wintertime, the cord will get hard and brittle because it's not a cold weather cord. And this will become so stiff, it will actually cause it to fall out of your tow vehicle, and it's just a pain in the butt. This may be cheap because it is cheap. This is a cheap product. I'm gonna use a quality product when it comes to this. That doesn't necessarily mean that it's made in the USA, but again, that's where the difference is. Just because it's made here or there doesn't make it good or bad. You have to do your homework and you have to do your research on that, and it's ultimately up to you and what you find and what fits your budget. So I've been buying, selling, and installing automotive and trailer parts since the late 90s, so I'm getting on up there in age. I've got a little bit of experience behind me. I've had the opportunity to meet the public, work across the counter, been on both sides of it, and this is one of my favorite things to do. It may be a little honoring if I've done this to you, forgive me, but it is funny and I hope you see the humor in it. But pretend that you need a new coupler for your trailer and you come in and you say, hey, I need a new coupler for my trailer. So I'm gonna run in the back and I'm gonna grab a coupler. And I'm gonna grab the one that I know you're gonna buy. I'm gonna put this on the counter, and this is my China Special. It is I think this is a Ram. Yeah, it is a Ram. It's a Ram 2-inch coupler. I'm gonna put that on the counter, and you're gonna pick that up, and you're gonna go, ain't no Bulldog. Thing's made in China. I don't want none of that China junk. Usually you don't say junk, but you know what you say. And you cast it aside and say, I want a Bulldog. Well, I've already got the Bulldog set aside. I don't have to go all the way to the back. I just go around the corner and I wait for a few minutes to make you think that I've been all the way to the back. And I bring out the Bulldog and I say, here you go. What's the price on that one? I say, well, it's about 4 times the price on this one. Well, that's what I want because I don't want none of that made in China stuff. And then I turn it over and show you the label. Dun, 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 made in China. What do you think about that? Did you know that Bulldog products, some of their products are made in China? But here's what I'm gonna tell you. Both of these do well. We sell both of these, we install both of these. We have these on new trailers. They both do a good job. That's why I keep both. So these are both import. Most of the Bulldog products are made in China. So that's just something you need to know. Again, if you feel better about buying the Bulldog product, if it makes it feel like it's not gonna come unhitched from your trailer ball that's likely made in China, then buy the Bulldog. If you need to save some money, if you need something that's gonna last, the Ram is gonna get you by, and it's quite a bit cheaper. So again, you have to make the decision on there, but you can't just have that misconception that just because it's such and such name, it's made here, because it may not be. It may be made somewhere where you don't want to buy it from, but you're gonna have to buy it from one way or the other. So on this instance, it's which China product do you want? You're gonna do some reviews, you're gonna do some searching, you're gonna see what people use out there, and that will help you make your decision. So from couplers to brakes, hubs, lights, all of it, you can't always base a cheap trailer part on the price. You have to base it on the quality. You also can't base it on where it comes from. Just because it's imported, whether that be from China, Taiwan, wherever, that doesn't make it a cheap part. That doesn't make it a part that's not of quality. The same thing can be said for here in the US. Just because it's made here doesn't mean it's a good one. Just because it's not made here doesn't mean it's a good one. At the end of the day, you have to do your research, ask around, and do what best fits your budget. Remember, if you want the USA made stuff, if that makes you feel better and gives you some peace of mind, in my opinion, you can't put a price on that. There's some things that I buy certain this or that, where they're from. Sometimes that's import, sometimes that's domestic, because I feel better about it and it helps me sleep at night. So that's what you need to do. But don't just knock it because it's cheaper, but don't run out and buy it just because it's cheaper, because it may cost you in the hip pocket, may cost you some bucks. Make sure you know what you're buying before you buy it. And with all that being said, tighten your dang lug nuts, and we'll see you down the road.